Hi everybody. Here are the puppies. This is like Jeopardy. You might be seeing this separate days, but they just had a treat for the first filming. Okay. You gonna be good, puppy? Good Blarney, good Dublin. Okay. So our next project, or if you're seeing this first, your first project for Valentine's Day is the XOXO pillow. This is also by Robin Pickens. It's actually, I made it into a pillow because I just think that's a cute little thing on the couch and I don't have to hang it on the wall, but you can do this for any reason. It finishes to 20 inches by 20 inches, so you could actually do like 4 and create a whole quilt. Okay, so now to get these, you want to actually Google, because you have to sign up for her, but I will tell you how to do this. Robin Pickens XOXO Heart. It's actually from 2018. And then you just give them your email and they'll send you the download for this. So you can just Google that. It'll bring you to the blog, and then you can sign up to get the download. Okay, so you can see on this side too, it gives a breakdown of how this is done. And then the instructions. So they have group A, which is the XXO, and then group B is the heart colors, group C is the background, and then the binding. Okay, that's how they do it. So really what this is made out of is 2.5 inch squares, and then it has these half square triangle units. So there's not actually that many of them. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. So yeah, not many. Yeah. So let's start with these units. So again, when you buy this, this is just like the Blooming Hearts one. You can just cut 2.5 inch strips, but before you do that, cut out the 3 inch squares that you need, and then you can do the 2.5 inch strips, because if you cut them all the 2.5 inch strips, you won't be able to cut the 3 inch squares out of that strip. So cut these first just at the bottom of the fabric, and then you can go ahead and cut 2.5 inch strips and then subcut these into 2.5 inch squares. So there's my 2.5 inch squares, 2.5 inch squares, and 2.5 inch squares. So this is great because it you can use any leftovers too that you had from the Blooming Hearts table runner. Okay. Okay. So you just scrolled to the. For this, to make these, we need a dark and a light. So the dark here is my burgundy and my pink. So I'm just going to take a pink square and a burgundy. Now, like I said, I need 10 units. So I only need to do this 5 times though, because one of these creates a full unit. And I put all my stuff back from last time because I'm so tidy. Okay, so I take a 3 inch square. So of a pink and a dark, and I put them on there. You can actually just do this separate too. So I draw a line. Okay. And then if you don't have that, you can actually use your chalk too. And if you were using chalk, I'd actually do it on the darker. I like white chalk. And see how when I'm doing my chalk, I don't go like this because it would actually draw the line too far over. You want to bring that chalk right in like that. Okay, so there's my white line. So if you're doing light, you can use the brown. Then I'm going to put this on here, the 2 pieces together, and I'm just going to sew 1/4 inch on either side. Okay, so there's my 1/4 inch on either side. And I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to cut right on that drawn line. I'm going to go, oops, Mike's hand's right in my way, so. Okay, so I'm going to go over and press these, but this one I'm actually going to trim with my slotted trimmer. And we've shown this before, but in case you're just watching for the first time. With my slotted trimmer, I find the one that's 2.5 inch. And that's what I'm gonna put that dotted line on my sewing line. And then I'm just gonna trim it. Tuck my fingers out of the way. Okay, and then I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna press that. I'm gonna press it to the dark. And there we go. So you can see these are right to the points, and that's a nice thing about the slot trimmer. My dog ears are gone and it's right to the point. Now, if we don't have a slotted trimmer, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this over, we're gonna press it. So I press flat, press my seams nice and flat, and then I use the weight and just give it a good press. We want it nice and flat. Okay, so see, now I still have to trim this and I still have dog ears. So I'm gonna come over to here. This is trimming to 2.5. We started with 3-inch squares and we're gonna trim to 2.5. This line is gonna go right along that diagonal line. And I wanna make sure that this is all within the 2.5-inch range. Okay, so I don't wanna trim it like this and then that's trimming too much because now that's not enough, right? So I wanna bring this up as close as I can. And then I'm gonna trim that. Okay. That little dog ear didn't quite. And then I'm gonna turn it around and I'm gonna do it again. So now I have to bring that up to the 2.5 here. 2.5, keep that on the diagonal line. And I'm just gonna be trimming a little bit off here. Okay. There. So I have 2 of these. So these are the units that go here. So one would go here, but I would want that to be a little different there. So those are those units. And yes, they shrink that much. Okay, so I'm gonna have 10 of these. So I do this 5 times, gives me 10 of these units. Okay, and then the other ones that you need are the dark pink. So those are 2.5 units, and we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 of the dark purple for there. And then the pink here, we need 66 of those 2.5. So that's a lot of these. Okay, so 66 2.5 and 8 purple 2.5 for there. And now we'll do these units. And for these units, we're gonna need 4 of the light pink and green. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're gonna need 12 of the purple and green. And how these are made are they use the 2.5 inch of the greens. So I bought some and then I added a few in from my stash. So yeah. So there's my 2.5. And then what I want to do for the pink one, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. I'm going to take 4 and different. And then I'm going to take 1.5 inch triangles, and they just go on like this. And then, and I can actually sew them like this now. So those are 1.5 inch pink squares. So to get 4 of them, I need 2, 4, 6, 8 1.5 inch pink squares. So I sew them on as straight as you can be. So get that one on and sew it, and then get that one on and sew it. So that looks like that. And then we're gonna do the 12 in the purple. So again, this is the same thing. Draw your lines and they're gonna go. So I draw my lines here. Actually, I will do my chalk. Okay. Okay, so either way, chalk. And then you're gonna put these like that. Sew that, put that one like that, and sew that. So you're gonna make 12 of these and 4 of the pink. Okay, so now these are here, they're all sewn, and you wanna trim these off with a 1/4 inch. So you can also do this willy-nilly if you're comfortable with that. Don't make it too small. You can also use scissors if you like. So if you want to be extra safe, put the 1/4 inch line on there and trim. Okay. So these units all actually look the same. And now I'm going to take these over and press them. I'm just going to give these a squirt because they tend to be, the little pieces tend not to lay as flat, so a little best press. I'm going to press that one and then this one. Okay, now press it flat. So yeah, little pieces tend to flop up more. I'm not sure why, the science behind that, but the best press will keep it nice and flat. Okay. So you're going to have 4 of these, 12 of these, and they all look the same, but it's how they're put together that makes the X or O's. So then lay this out on your design board or your floor, and these are going to go like here, and then this one's going to go like this. So the O is made up of 4 like this, and the X's are made up 4 like this. So the X's are the O has 2 here, and the X has 2 pink ones there, and then the rest are the dark. So just lay it out, and then what you want to do is sew them in rows. So I sewed all these together and press to one side, sew these all together, press, sew these. So just do it like a big quilt, but do 1 row, 1 row, 1 row, 1 row, and pressing in alternative directions, and that way they butt up nicely. And then when you sew them together, I usually sew 2 rows, 2 rows, 2 rows, 2 rows, just like a big quilt. And then I'm not ever working with one huge piece, and then I sew them together. I have to tell you that I laid this out, and then I sewed, and I had XOXO, and I had it all quilted. So I had to pull all the quilting out and move these 2. And sometimes you leave a mistake, and that one I didn't, because it really doesn't make as much sense, XOOX. And these 2 O's here look like glasses. So, yeah, my mistake. I had to take that all out. I just had to reverse these 2. It wasn't so bad, but yeah, it did delay. Yeah, so there you go. So hopefully that makes sense. So it's a really good project that goes along with the Blooming Hearts because you're using the same color fabrics. And again, these don't have to be these colors. I just like the lime green, but I also really like the blue. Like the blue would look great in there for an XXO. And so would this yellow instead of the lime green. So yeah, you don't need much of anything. So using your scraps or buying a couple new ones, there are some lovely ones here. This is actually a Christmas fabric that I use that we have. It doesn't look Christmassy in there, and it's got the orange and the yellow that I liked. Yeah. Okay. So XXO Heart, Robin Pickens. If you want the printed out instructions, you will have to go to our blog and sign up. We like Robin Pickens. Isn't that going to be nice? So happy Valentine's Day, everybody. 1 second. I'm just going to steal this. Oh, there's Mike.
I'm not supposed to be seen or heard.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Have a great February. Oh, hi, puppy.